All I'm gonna say, and correct me if I'm wrong, but did y'all hear Erica Kirk's speech, Charlie Kirk's wife? To me, it didn't sound like a wife grieving, but more sounded like she was delivering a message.
Have no idea what they have done. They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism.
She mentioned in her statement, they. Who the hell is they?
So, I want to talk about that ammo, how it hit him. Because they were trying to make it seem like it came from the roof. That kind of ammo going through a neck. It should have went through and came out the other side. And then upon exit, there should have been spray. There were people that were sitting behind him. Did they catch anybody with, blood on them? Did we see anybody around him with blood?
Jaguar Wright has finally decided to share her thoughts on the whole Charlie Kirk shooting. And you guys, what she is saying is pretty wild. She is claiming that Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica Kirk, knew that Charlie was going to be killed. Jaguar says that Erica was secretly working for an intelligence agency. Her job was to be placed in Charlie's life to keep him under control and to help spread certain ideas. Jaguar says that the moment Charlie started saying things that went against the wrong people, they decided to get rid of him. But that's not all, she said. Jaguar also claims that the federal investigators are purposely lying to everyone about who the shooter was. She says the real shooter was actually in the same VIP area as Charlie that day. Now, if you haven't heard about all the drama surrounding this case, let me catch you up. After the shooting, the FBI started an investigation. But a lot of people are suspicious of them because the information they have released to the public doesn't all add up. For example, just hours after the shooting, the FBI said they had a person of interest. They then released a photo of the guy they thought was the shooter. They said this was the same person seen on video running down from the roof at the exact time Charlie was shot. Soon after, a man named Tyler Robinson was turned in to the police by his own father. To make it seem like they had definitely caught the right guy, the governor of Utah, Spencer Cox, announced that they had proof. He said they had screenshots from an app called Discord where Tyler Robinson supposedly admitted to the crime. However, things got weird very quickly. The company that runs Discord put out a statement. They flat out denied that this ever happened on their app. This made people even more suspicious that the authorities weren't being totally honest about what was going on. With so many rumors and stories going around, another person decided to speak up. Candace Owens, who used to be very close friends with Charlie, finally broke her silence. She wanted to clear up some of the false information that was spreading. And you guys, what Candace said pretty much confirmed a lot of people's fears. She also thinks the feds are hiding something, and that Charlie was killed by a foreign intelligence agency. She said these groups have some influence in the country. She also called out the FBI for the evidence they released. She pointed out that the pictures and the doorbell camera video of the supposed shooter were very blurry and hard to see. This is strange, she said, because the university where the shooting happened has between 1,200 and 1,800 security cameras all over campus. And all of these cameras were just upgraded to the best, newest technology in 2024. So why, she asked, are we only seeing such bad quality videos?
A ton of cameras on this campus. There is a lot of footage that they could release to make the public feel better about this. I mean, tons of different angles. I don't know why we're getting grainy shots at all. There have been tons of people online going through the tech stack of UVU campus and saying like, hey, why are we getting grainy? Why don't you give us clearer images? In fact, you guys could show us an image here, 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 here. They're not doing that. They're just going with this like grainy image and saying that's it. And you can get this grainy image, but we can't tell you much more. Now, again, it's an open investigation.
Candace Owens also talked about some people who she says are trying to benefit from Charlie's death. She said these people are acting like they were much closer to Charlie than they really were just to get attention for themselves. One of the people she specifically called out was the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu. After Charlie died, the Prime Minister made it sound like he and Charlie were very good friends. But Candace said that this wasn't true at all and that they were not close. To prove her point, Candace directly challenged the Prime Minister. She told him that if he wanted to prove how good of friends they were, he should publish the entire letter that Charlie Kirk once wrote to him. She was basically saying that the Prime Minister was using Charlie's name to make himself look good, and she dared him to show the real proof of their relationship.
First and foremost, that letter he is holding up, he is severely misrepresenting. Those sentences are real, but I am calling upon Bibi Netanyahu, the dear friend to Charlie Kirk, to publish the letter's entire contents. Like, don't start with just 2 sentences. Publish the entire thing. You're holding it. I'm saying you're severely misrepresenting the contents, that in May, Charlie was concerned about Israel and their influence on American politics and how they were pushing things that he felt were in conflict with his beliefs, free speech, here in America. Bibi's holding it up like Charlie just in May said, hey, you know what? I just want to write a love letter to Israel. That's how it was presented. Would you guys agree?
Candace Owens explained that the Prime Minister was not telling the whole story about the letter. She said that Benjamin Netanyahu was twisting the meaning of the letter to make it sound like something it wasn't. According to Candace, the letter Charlie Kirk actually wrote was not friendly at all. Instead, it was a letter written to express worry. In the letter, Charlie was concerned about the country of Israel having too much influence over politics and decisions in the United States. Candace also talked about a phone call that the Prime Minister mentioned having with Charlie. Netanyahu described it as a friendly conversation. But Candace said the call was actually very different. She said it was really Netanyahu's way of giving Charlie a warning. The Prime Minister was telling Charlie that he should not change his position or stop defending Israel. It was less of a friendly chat and more of a demand for him to stay in line.
Charlie, we've pushed back against the media on COVID, on lockdowns, on Ukraine, on the border, so maybe we should also ask a question. Is the media totally presenting the truth when it comes to Israel? Just a question, that maybe we shouldn't believe everything the media says, because I know I've been conditioned to ask a lot more critical questions over the last couple of years.
Now, while Candace Owens was speaking, she was very careful with the specific words she used. However, the way she said things and her body language seemed to suggest something much bigger. She was hinting that she believes Israeli intelligence might have been involved in Charlie Kirk's death. She suggested a reason for this. Charlie had sponsors, which are companies or groups that give him money to support his work. Candace hinted that these sponsors were threatening to stop giving him money because he was becoming more critical of Israel. He had a specific opinion about the October 7th attack, where he said he believed Israel's Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, had given an order for his own forces to stand down, or not fight back at first. Right after Candace Owens shared these very serious claims, the singer Jaguar Wright jumped into the conversation. And she did not hold back or try to be polite at all. According to Jaguar, the federal investigators are trying to frame an innocent man for the murder. She said they are trying to make everyone believe that Tyler Robinson is the shooter. Then, she began to explain all the reasons why she believes this is a setup.
Discord is a place for nefarious behavior. But you want to know what I do know? A lot of people, they delete a lot of stuff that's in their Discords. And not only that, stuff can be planted in to people's Discord. So, it's what, this look? I don't know if that's the look of regret. I don't know. You know what it looks like to me? I can't believe I'm here.
The first thing Jaguar Wright said was that the official story just doesn't make sense. She explained that there is simply no way that Tyler Robinson could have been walking around a school campus carrying a rifle without anyone noticing him. She argued that a rifle is a very large and obvious weapon. Even the smallest type of rifle isn't something you can easily hide under your jacket or in a backpack. It would be very difficult for someone to carry one across a busy campus without a single person seeing it and becoming alarmed or calling security. A content creator who was discussing the situation agreed completely with Jaguar's point. They also found it hard to believe that someone could sneak a rifle onto a school grounds without being spotted, which makes the official story seem suspicious to them.
Oh, this giant thing that's wrapped in a towel? It's a pool cue, a guitar science project. It's a psychological operation to see if people really believe what the FBI say, but it's definitely not a rifle. Do they really think that we're that f***ing stupid? There's gonna be no videos of this guy walking around with this in a towel, or in a backpack that doesn't fit, or down his f***ing pant leg. This is my shortest rifle, okay? We're not f***ing stupid.
The next point Jaguar Wright made was about the shooting itself. She talked about the kind of bullet that was used, and what should have happened after the gun was fired. She argued that the shot that hit Charlie Kirk was fired from a very powerful rifle. A gun like that, shooting from the distance the investigators described, would have caused a very severe injury. Because the injury would have been so bad, Jaguar said that there should have been a lot of blood. Specifically, she said a powerful shot like that would have left a visible blood splatter at the scene. Her point was that the evidence at the scene didn't seem to match what you would expect from such a powerful weapon, which makes her question the official story.
I understand how trajectory works. I understand blood spatter. I understand all of that. Not an ounce of blood spatter. There were people sitting behind him. None of them had blood on them. Like when JFK got assassinated, it was all over everybody.
Jaguar Wright points out that in the videos and pictures from the scene of the shooting, you cannot see that kind of blood splatter. Since the evidence doesn't seem to be there, she claims that the real shooter could not have been far away on a roof. Instead, she believes the real shooter had to be very close to Charlie. She suggests the shooter was either standing right there in the crowd of people or was even sitting next to him in the special VIP box. Now, this is where the story becomes really scary. Jaguar is making another very serious claim. She says that according to her own inside sources, Charlie's wife Erica knew that Charlie was going to be killed. Jaguar alleges that Erica was actually working for a foreign intelligence agency. She says that Erica was purposely placed into Charlie's life to keep him under control and to make sure he promoted the ideas that the agency wanted him to. Her story is that the moment Charlie started speaking out against that same intelligence agency, the very group that paid for and supported most of his work, he got himself into serious trouble. According to Jaguar, that is when they decided to pull the plug, which means they ended his life. Now, while Jaguar Wright's claims sound very controversial and hard to believe, it is important to note that she has been right about her speculations in the past. Because of this, a lot of people started looking at Erica differently, especially after the speech she gave following Charlie's death. In that speech, Erica talked about how they got him. Many fans were confused and asked who they was. To a lot of people, the speech did not sound like a normal, sad speech from someone who was mourning their husband. Many people online said the speech was straight up cringe, meaning it was awkward and felt insincere. With all the rumors about a foreign intelligence agency being involved in Charlie's death, and with Jaguar Wright claiming that Erica was planted in his life by that same agency, fans began to look more carefully at the story of how Charlie and Erica first met. And when you look at it, their meeting does seem a little suspicious. According to a video that Erica herself released after Charlie died, they first met in the country of Israel. After that, they met again at an interview. From there, things just worked out between them and they became a couple.
Just know that nothing is by mistake. Nothing. I will never forget the time I was in Israel with my husband. Well, that was the second time, but the first time with my mother on a pilgrimage. And I was standing in the ticket line. And I remember looking behind me, and in the snake of the ticket line was a guy who looked very familiar. I had no idea who he was. And I told my mom, this guy looks so familiar. And as a typical mother, she said, go and say hi. No. We were late for our flight, and I'm not going to come off like a crazy person that's just weird. That ended up being Charlie.
Also, just a few days after Charlie died, different news sources reported a very interesting piece of information. They revealed that Charlie had recently turned down a huge donation of $150 million. This massive amount of money was offered by a company that has links to the Israeli Prime Minister, who was already known to be a major donor who gave a lot of money to support Charlie's programs. So you guys, all I can say is that the math seems to be adding up for a lot of people. The theory that is going around is this. First, a powerful group donates money to his programs. Then, They plan a woman in his life to control him and help push the ideas they want him to talk about. When he finally starts to go against them and speak his own mind, they try to control him again by offering him even more money. He refuses to take the money, and so they decide to pull the plug on him. Now, I am not saying that this theory is true, but this is what everyone is talking about, and you guys, it is absolutely nuts. Now, the news of Jaguar Wright exposing Erica Kirk and accusing her of being part of sacrificing Charlie has gotten fans everywhere talking. People have been leaving comments, sharing their own thoughts. One person wrote, Erica Kirk, Charlie Kirk's wife, was a honeypot plant. This is a term for someone who uses a romantic or seductive relationship to get close to a target for a secret purpose. The commenter continued. She says, nothing is by coincidence, and emphasizes it multiple times. Of course, it wasn't a coincidence because you were targeting him. Another person shared their own theory, saying, my theory is that Tyler was framed and lured into this bigger conspiracy without even knowing it, but ultimately a professional shooter was the one who actually took the shot. So, what do you think about all of this? Do you think Erica Kirk was actually planted in Charlie Kirk's life as part of a secret plan? Or do you think Jaguar Wright has gotten this all completely wrong? Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and when you're done, check out this next video for more.